guys, it's Elaine with Kitchens Out for Dancing, and this week we are going to be making some baked French toast. As you can see, I sliced up some homemade sourdough bread. I know you all took up some artisanal bread making during this pandemic. I'm going to show you one way to use up all that extra bread. So we're going to start with 2 cups of whole milk. Next, we're going to add half a cup of heavy cream, 8 eggs. Yes, I said 8 eggs. Splash of vanilla, probably about a teaspoon of cinnamon. And now we're gonna add some sugar, half a cup of sugar to be exact. And now we're gonna whisk this all together. It's kind of like a custard. We're making a custard to pour over our bread. It's gonna be delicious, I promise. All right, now that that's finally done, I'm going to reach over here and I'm going to grab my bread. I'm going to pour my custard mixture over my sliced bread. I left large chunks. You could cut them into smaller chunks, but because I wanted this to resemble a French toast, I didn't mind the large slices either. But just make sure that all of the liquid gets poured evenly over the bread so it all gets soaked up. After we've poured all of the liquid into the bowl, we're going to go ahead and stir it all together to make sure it's evenly distributed over all of these lovely bread pieces. Don't forget to grease your pan before you pour the mixture into your 9x13 baking dish. Next, we're going to add some blueberries. I had some left over for my blueberry picking excursion. Feel free to add whatever kind of fruit that fits your fancy, but blueberries I thought would be really delicious in this baked French toast. And we're gonna just mix them in. You could also probably do it the morning you take this out of the fridge. But we're gonna pour this into the dish, and then this is going to sit in the fridge overnight to make sure it gets all nice and soaked up in that bread and bakes beautifully in the oven the next day. Make sure the mixture is evenly distributed throughout the baking dish. So we're gonna pop this French toast in the fridge overnight, and now we're gonna move on to making the crumb topping the next morning. So half a cup of flour, half a cup of brown sugar, pinch of salt, and teaspoon of cinnamon. We're gonna pulse that in the food processor until it's nice and mixed, as you can see. Okay, so now we're going to add in half a cup of butter, also known as just 1 stick, and we're going to pulse this until the mixture is nice and sandy and crumbly. And then we will pour it over the top of our French toast mixture the next morning. But it's already the next morning, so we're gonna do that right now. So make sure you evenly pour the crumb topping all over the top of this. It's gonna get nice and melty and crumbly and delicious. You're not gonna regret it, I promise you. It's going to be so delicious when this comes out of the oven. All right, so I'm wrapping this up and I'm gonna pop this into an oven preheated at 350 degrees, and it's gonna bake for 45 minutes. When it's nice and golden brown and fragrant, it's gonna fill up the whole house and it's gonna smell amazing. All right, it's ready. Let's take it out of the oven. Look how golden and beautiful this is. Yep, that's a French toast baked in the oven if I ever saw one. Kind of like a French toast casserole. I'm gonna slice this thing up, dust it with some powdered sugar. Wait for it, it looks like snow. Next, we're gonna drizzle it with some maple syrup. There it is. I think you know what comes next. That's right, some whipped cream, and it's good to go.